Welcome to Centre Support. If we were to compare the old system and the new system, we'd see two very distinctly different systems from the old NCAC to the new ACEC QA and QF. For example, in the old system, we used to compile evidence. In the new system, it's all about seeing practice. The old system became a desk audit. What I mean by that is, we were in the office, behind the desk, with the validator in the last hours of our validation visit, looking for the last piece of paperwork to tick those high boxes. With the new system, it's all about the nominated supervisor coming out of the office and being a part of the team. The old system had 708 indicators, and those indicators had many subsections to them. So for example, there could be at least 2 or 3 different questions within the question in the old system. The new system has only 58 elements, and when you look at it, it's not an exhaustive list like the old system. You don't have to have every single box ticked. The old system, in the end, started to be marked against what the validator wanted. But in the new system, every service can do it differently. The old system was documentation for documentation's sake. We needed the paperwork to have the box ticked, which wasn't really a true reflection of quality practices. In the new system, it's not the paperwork, it's the practice. The perfect example of this is, imagine we say to the children, in 20 minutes, we're going to go outside, and the children run over to their lockers, grab their hats out of their lockers, put their hats on, and come over to us with their hands out ready for sunscreen. That is a part of your everyday practice. And just remember, it's the children who will give you up every single time. So imagine children looking at you and going, well, we haven't done this before. That's what I mean. It has to be a part of our everyday practice. The old system was just a small snapshot in time. The new system is all about continual improvement through daily reflections. The old system, the validator was there for 0.001% of the time. If you looked at a visit every 2.5 years and the validator being there for 2 days, that only equaled 0.001%, which isn't a true reflection of your practices. The validators started to assess against what they wanted, not what the question was. In the end of NCAC, they became quite nasty. You truly couldn't complain against NCAC as they were the judge and jury. In the new system, there's many ways to complain, including the High Court. Just remember, 0.001% of the time isn't a true indicator of getting what your quality practices are all about. In the old system, once we completed our assessment or validation visit, everybody usually went back to their usual habits and routines for the next 2.5 years. The new system is all about developing a process, and that process should involve the whole team within the service, not just the director or the nominated supervisor, and not just the room leader. Evidence folders sat on the shelf in the office in the old system, and continuing improvement plans were forgotten. But in the new system, it's not the nominated supervisor who can do everything, because it's just too much work. The new system should be a positive process, and the assessor could see if your documented procedures are being adhered to. Just remember the sunscreen and the children. The new system's going to aid the nominated supervisor to gauge the effectiveness of the procedures in place, and NQS will also improve workplace safety. It'll improve your internal communications because everybody should be working as a team on the NQS. And document what you do and do what you document, but everybody to reflect upon their services. If it doesn't work, just change it, but remember to be within the regs. If a minor one-off problem occurs, you're not going to fail. the assessor should have a discussion with you. So for example, imagine child drops the fork on the floor at mealtime. There's a million things that are happening. You don't see them pick it up and start eating with it. The assessor will start to have a conversation to you to say, is this your everyday practice? Which obviously it's not. So then you talk about your everyday, not like the old system where that incident would have caused a fail. The nominated supervisors are the facilitators and they need to guide and teach their team.